Guys, today I'll be telling you how to gain an admission, in fact a fully funded scholarship in the United States if you have a low Cgpa. Zero school fee payment. I didn't make any payments. The school is the one funding my lifestyle basically, and I'll be sharing major ingredients you need to submit a spicy and tasty graduate school application. Before I start this video, I want to know that rejection letters, love letters, is part of the process. I got several rejection letters. In fact, at some point I almost gave up, but if I had given up, I won't be here today. So giving up is for losers. If you've gotten rejection mails, rejection letters, please keep trying. You're not gonna get it. Now we give up, fuck up. First off, before I go into these main ingredients, if you've not started your applications, I need to walk you through how, a brief walkthrough on how to apply. First thing first, go online, check the schools that have the courses that you want to apply to. After you already secured that, you might have 40 schools. As a Nigerian, I eliminated schools that requires English test and GRE test. To avoid spending money, I will advise you to not apply to schools that require official transcripts at the point of application. What do I mean? There are some schools that require you to send your official transcripts. I mean, a certified transcript before they can consider you for admission. I'll advise you not to go for such schools because sometimes it can cost you time and money, and you need money for your flight ticket, trust me, and also for your visa application. Once you've already eliminated these schools, check each schools for your research interest. Look out for faculty members that are interested in your research. Maybe you want to work on something about molecular physics or chemistry. Reach out to the faculty members that fit your research description and your research interest. Ask them if they're interested in accepting new students or they would like to work with you, and some of them might ask you to set up a meeting. Before you reach out to them, there is a cold email sample I used by Professor Igbalajobi on Twitter. Trust me, it's a lifesaver. I would maybe add his handle because I know he has a sample on his Twitter page. You can use that as well. Once you already gotten faculty members to work with, then you can now try to reach out to the department for application fee waiver, because application fee waiver is money, especially as an international student. It's expensive and it's a whole lot. Try to ask the department if they have an application fee waiver for you, and if they don't, maybe out of 5 schools, if 3 schools give you application fee waivers, that's a good thing, and then you have 2 schools to just pay for. I think that is still being fair enough. For me, I got application fee waivers for almost all my applications. After you get to your application fee waivers, then it is time to start drafting your SOP. To make a very solid application, number 1, your research. You have to show that you have a good research experience. So maybe you're in your undergraduate right now, maybe you're in 200 level, 300 level, or probably in your final year, and you are looking forward to apply to a graduate school and you have a low Cgpa. My advice for you is that make sure you're working on the research that is something that can be recognized with even internationally. I know people that have low Cgpa, in the United States here. Some of them are my colleagues. They have a very low Cgpa in school, but their research experience actually gave them an edge. When they were applying, because the department was more focused on your research experience. They were not really basing everything on Cgpa. They're looking at other criteria aside from your Cgpa. So it is very advisable to do a research that you can defend, and it's something that you love, because when you're talking to them and you show, this is something I like, and you're going to propose a similar thing for your graduate study. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So this is very important when you're applying to universities. like your undergraduate research experience should form a basis for your graduate school applications, and you are bringing in your research experience, because for them to give you a fully funded scholarship, you need to offer them something, to which is your research experience, and to show them that you are a right candidate for this job. Trust me, if you have a first class degree, second class upper, second class lower, third class lower, it really doesn't matter. If you can prove to the faculty members that you want to work with, or to the graduate school departments that you're applying to, that you have a very good research experience, you've already like scored 1 point out of the 5 points. Do you get, like, you already gotten a full mark for research in that aspect. You need a very good letter of recommendations. Make sure the people that are going to write a recommendation for you are people who really know your capacity academically, and in fact your work experiences as well, because your letter of recommendation is like one of the main ingredients that solidifies your ability or your potential in getting admission. So for instance, do not go to people that are going to write just one line of recommendation for you, or going to repeat the same thing they are writing for every other person for you. Make sure you're going to people that really knows you in and out, maybe like your academic supervisor in school, your lecturer, just in case you don't have a lecturer that you're really close with, maybe your NYSC coordinator, the people that you did NYSC with, like your PPA, fees boss, that really know your work experiences and how it relates to graduate school. So that our recommendation should include, this person is fit to apply for a graduate school, and this person is worthy to be given a full scholarship or to be given an admission in this university. Another thing is, it also showed like the qualities you exhibited when you were in school. A good team leader, maybe you were SCG president, or probably you were welfare, you're the president of your department. All these things really count in your recommendation letter. Number 3, your work experience is also very important. You might be wondering, how are you going to have a work experience? You just graduated school. Fine, you did your NYSC. I know most people in Nigeria do NYSC. Some other people in other countries do internships maybe you did an internship in an organization. Maybe during school you were impressed, you did campus journalism, you were the president of your department. All these things count as volunteer experience and also work experience. So volunteer and work experience work hand in hand. So these two completely save as one, and it's going to be under your work experience or your volunteer experience, showing the admission committee that you have another experience aside from just academic. It's going to really help you. When I was in school, I was a campus journalist. I was the entertainment editor for my faculty of arts press. I was also a member of the university campus journalist press. That all counts towards volunteer. Your NYSC, your internship, your job, maybe you've worked in a corporate organization before, it also counts as part of your work experience or volunteer experience. Number 4, the fourth thing that really matters is your SOP. So submitting a very strong SOP is also very important. In your SOP, you're going to include your research experiences, people you've worked with. You might be lucky, you might have published the paper. I haven't published the paper when I was applying for my master's, but I'm trying to tell you is that you really do not need to have published the paper before applying for a master's degree. I don't know about PhD, but for the master's degree, you really don't have to have published a paper. What really matters is your ability and your strength, and showing them that you're worth the trial. And this is actually going to go a very long way in helping you secure a fully funded scholarship. If you need me to explain more on things that should be included in the statement of purpose, you can ask me on my Instagram page, which is Lami Sunshine. I'm going to put the link below, and you can also put your comments in the comment section. I'm going to do well to reply you guys. And the 5th thing is your Cgpa. To get a fully funded scholarship in United States, you need at least 3.0 over 4.0. I'm a Nigerian, and in the University of Ibadan we use a 7.0 Cgpa So I had to like convert it to the American standard, which I used West to convert my CGPA from 7.0 to 4.0, and I was lucky enough to have above 3.0. I'm not saying your CGPA is irrelevant, and I'm not saying that it's, what I'm trying to tell you is that the things I mentioned earlier can sometimes help you more than your CGPA. I know some schools that set 2.75 CGPA, so check each department's pages before you apply and to be sure that they are going to accept your CGPA. And you can also try your best to reach out to them and let them know this is your CGPA. Is it worth applying before you submit your application? One major advice I have for you if you are applying to graduate school is that you can't do it alone. You need people to do so many things for you. For instance, for example, look at your letter of recommendation. You actually need people that can help you to write your letter of recommendation. So if you are a student right now, or you are at the workplace, you are doing a volunteer job, please have a good relationship with your teachers, your lecturers, your boss, because you're going to need these people. You're really going to need them if you intend to have a full scholarship, and you need them to write a very good report about you. Also, you need people that will be helping you to review your SOP, your CV. That is not my specialty, but what I'm trying to say is that it's not a journey you can walk alone. You need to tell people. Forget the fact that if you tell people this, they're going to throw you back. You look for like-minded people that you can talk to. And please do not give your SOP to third parties to write for you. It is wrong. Imagine if you want to apply to maybe chemistry, and the person you give to write for you is maybe in English, and the person does not know the important things you're supposed to impute into your SOP. That is failure number one. So please make sure you do your work from the beginning to the end. Do not wait to be spoon-fed. When I mean you need people, you need like a support system, you need like a group. I'm not saying you should look for people that are going to write your SOP for you. There are some things I put in my SOP that I've even forgotten that they were there. Then my faculty mentor was telling me, oh, you put this in your SOP, would you like to take this course? And I was like, oh wow, that's even true. So imagine if I had added a course I didn't even intend to write, or I've given it to somebody else to write for me, and the person wrote something that does not even relate to what I am doing. Imagine what would have happened. Another major component of your graduate school application is your writing sample. Yes, it's going to show your research experiences, just like I mentioned earlier. Your writing sample is like the summary, it's like the proof that you can actually do a research. If you know you don't have a very good writing sample to submit, you can write on something that is similar to the course you are doing. I know some people don't do undergraduate research. Look for assignments that you did in class, maybe all this group work that you did in class. Rewrite it and let it fit a very good standard. Then you can use that as well for your writing sample. It's not compulsory you use just your project. If you feel like your project was not worth being a writing sample, look for assignments that you've done in classes. Either it's a group assignment or it's an individual assignment. Rewrite it, make it look good, use the right references, then submit it for your writing sample. Yes, that works as well. You don't have to submit undergraduate projects, or it doesn't have to be your project or anything. You can look for anything that shows your best research. So this is my first video, and I really hope you learned from it. Make sure to subscribe and to like this video, and also to share with your friends. If there's anything you'd like me to improve on, maybe just put it in the comment section. I'm willing to work on it. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.